MycoHab is a pilot project situated at Brakwater, just north of Windhoek. It aims to develop a new way to produce building material, create food security, agricultural jobs, and dignified low-cost housing all at once. Implemented by Standard Bank Namibia in cooperation with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's Center for Bits and Atoms and U.S. architecture firm Redhouse Studio. The relatively simple process aims to solve complex problems that Namibia is presently facing. The process uses encroacher bush species like Acacia mellifera as a substrate to grow gourmet mushrooms, which are sent to various supermarkets in Windhoek. Profits of the sales go to Buy a Brick, a Standard Bank Namibia project that aims to enable disadvantaged Namibians living in shacks to build a brick house that is safe and healthy to live in. The used growth medium or waste product is turned into bricks, which at the same time traps the carbon dioxide accumulated in these plants through their lifetime.
My name is Christine Haukongo. I'm a biochemist and I've been working here at MycoHab for almost 3 years now as a mushroom cultivator. This is where everything starts. What we do is we obtain crushed bush encroachers, mainly Acacia mellifera or Senegaria mellifera. The substrate is soaked in the drums overnight. The following day, we drain excess water, and after we see that we obtain our substrate to right moisture, they are packed in these plastic bags. And then after we pack everything in the plastic bags, we move them to a stage where we call a pasteurization stage. This is what we call pasteurization tanks. We boil the bags for 24 hours in these tanks just to make sure that we kill any type of microorganisms that might interfere with the growth of our mushroom myceliums. After we pasteurize our bags for 24 hours, we move them into the lab and we let them cool to room temperature. After we make sure that the bags are cooled to room temperature, we obtain our mushroom spawn, or in simple terms, mushroom seeds, and then we inoculate our bags with mushroom seeds.
So we take a tissue culture, we place it on an empty agar like this, and then we incubate it at room temperature, and then we let nature do its thing. So when you see a fully colonized plate, it will look whitish like this. Mycelium grows like a cottonish texture. So from the pure cultures, we then incorporate the pure cultures into the spawn grains. As you see these ones are just wheat grains which are pasteurized or sterilized in the autoclave under very high pressure and high temperature. So after sterilizing this, we then cut the mycelium culture into pieces, and then we incorporate the pieces into the mycelium grains. After incubation, they are also just incubated at room temperature. So after that, you see that the mycelia will grow and take over the grains as wide as this. So now we can call this our spawn.
After we inoculate our bags with the mushroom spawn, we move them into what you call incubation rooms. So this is where we let the mycelium feed on the substrate for 3 weeks. Once it's fully colonized, you see that it becomes this color. So this tells you that the bag is ready to be moved to the next room, which is the fruiting room. Once our bags are fully colonized, we move them into the fruiting room. So the temperature in this room is a bit different from the other room. This one has 80% humidity and 17 degrees Celsius. The other one is just room temperature. And the other one is a dark room. So during the colonization period of the mushrooms on the substrate, it's allowed to be in the dark. So here, there is always light. The temperature is a bit lower than the dark rooms, and also it has humidifiers to keep the room a bit humid. The bags are then cut or slitted to let the mushrooms come out. So after maybe 5-7 days, you see that the mushrooms start pinning. So the bags are harvested maybe 3 to 4 times. After we see that a bag is harvested 4 times, so we move the bags for pressing. This is where they are pressed. It's a 150-ton press. So the bags are fed in the press. A mold is connected onto the press, and the substrate is pressed in the mold and obtain the shape of the mold. So after the substrate has been pressed, it's moved to the oven where it's baked for 12 hours at 180 degrees Celsius. Thereafter, the molds are removed from the press and let to cool to room temperature, and the bricks are then extracted from the molds, and we have our brick.